Hi darling, so today we're doing a Rare Beauty makeup tutorial, and of course it's founded by the one and only Selena Gomez. So here are the products I have in my collection right now. I used to have more, but I ended up using up a lot of products and some of them were like really old, so I didn't repurchase all of them yet. So first we're going to use the Rare Beauty Pore Diffusing Primer, and I have not tried this out yet because I bought it and I just like saved it in my backstock pile. So this is just like a pump and that is what it looks like. So it's pretty like pink and like transparent, and let me put it on my face so you can see. So normally I use the illuminating primer from Rare Beauty, but I ended up buying this. I think it was accidentally because I didn't plan on buying this primer. I just thought that it looks really similar, and then I ended up buying this. But overall I do like this. Like I feel like it went on smooth and it doesn't feel like icky or anything. I feel like this was good overall for my first impressions. The Rare Beauty Illuminating Primer is obviously like a little bit more shimmery and a little bit more illuminating. But let me see in the mirror if I think this actually diffused my pores. I guess maybe slightly. I mean, it's not like a huge difference, but I think overall this was a good product. And we'll have to see how it works with foundation to understand it better. So next up is the Rare Beauty Liquid Touch Foundation. And this is the shade 270N. So this was actually the first product I ever bought from Rare Beauty. And it comes with a doe foot applicator. Since I have acne, I tend to not like to use the applicator. So I usually put it on a mixing palette like this, or you can also put it on your hand. So I'm gonna put it on this. So the reason this was the first product I ever bought from Rare Beauty was because this was like when I didn't have a job and it like first came out in 2020. So I asked myself, like, if there was one product I had to pick, like what would that one product be? And I picked foundation because I'm gonna use foundation no matter what. Like I feel like if you're using like a blush or a lipstick, you might want to try different colors, but I feel like foundation is that one product that you can have as like an essential that you'll use no matter what. And then one more cool thing was, like, before Selena launched her brand, she asked people to like model for her brand, and I obviously don't have any modeling experience, but I was just excited about it because I was like, oh my gosh, like it's Selena, like maybe you get to meet her. So I sent like a picture of myself for the modeling thing, and I didn't get selected, and they also like changed it because they sent out the request like before COVID happened. So it was supposed to be like you get selected, you fly out to LA. But what happened because of COVID was they ended up doing a virtual photo shoot. But anyhow, I wasn't selected for it. And because I wasn't selected for it, what they ended up doing is they sent me a makeup bag, which was from Rare Beauty. And they said like Selena wanted to like appreciate everybody who signed up to do the modeling, and instead she wanted to give them like a makeup bag to like appreciate them. So I do have the makeup bag. Let me see if I can show you guys that, but first let me see if I blended on my foundation. Okay, that looks good so far. Let me check it out with my glasses. Okay, a little bit here. Yep, I blended it out. Okay, so this is how my face looks with the foundation. I don't think I used a lot. I think I used this like twice or thrice. I wasn't really paying attention because we were talking. But yeah, that is the Rare Beauty foundation, and they had like a crazy deal on this the other day. So it was $7.50 at Kohl's Sephora, and I ordered it online, but for some reason they canceled my order because they said it was out of stock. But I just think maybe they just did that because the price was too good and like there was like a bug in their system or whatever. So I have 2 highlighters, and let me see if I have... I don't have my Rare Beauty bag near me, but I will show you like a picture. There it is. So that is the Rare Beauty bag that they gifted me for that modeling opportunity. Anyhow, going back, so highlighters. I have 2 of these highlighters. I bought the darker one first. So I bought Captivate first, and I like the highlighter, so then I bought Transcend. So for today's look, I'm going to be using Transcend. And this is a liquid highlighter. And I will put this on my face directly. So another reason why I got like the highlighter I showed you before was because this was on sale when Sephora had JCPenney. So when Sephora had JCPenney, they were discounting a lot of Rare Beauty products because Sephora with JCPenney was shutting down, which is why I bought like a ton of Rare Beauty makeup when it was 2022, I believe. And I ended up using up a lot of them, and also like some of them just like got like really old. But that's how I got a lot of Rare Beauty makeup for a good deal. So this is Transcend, like I mentioned earlier. And I'm going to blend it out. They also have powder highlighters. I've never tried the powder highlighters before, but I really do like the liquid. I don't think I would try the powder highlighters. I feel like the liquid ones are more popular. And that is Transcend. So if you see, like, there's a little bit of glow right here and right here. And I did blend it all out. So next, unfortunately, I don't have any bronzer or contour. I used to have the stick that they sell, and I ended up using it a lot, and my sister borrowed it, so she also used it a lot, and then I just ran out. So I thought of buying it again, but I recently bought the Tower 28 bronzer. So this is called Sculptino, and since I have this, that's the reason I didn't buy the Rare Beauty one again. I might buy it again, but if it's gonna run out quickly, then I'm not so sure if I want to buy it, because it was a really good product, but again, if it's gonna run out quickly, I'm not that big of a fan. And I forgot to use this, but this is the Rare Beauty Always an Optimist mist. So this mist is really good for like hydrating your face. It's not so good as a setting spray. I tried comparing it to the Urban Decay setting spray and the Fenty Beauty setting spray, but this one was just like good for hydrating and not so much like keeping your makeup in place. Now, next we have blush. So I thought of getting more shades, but I didn't get any more shades. Even getting this was like a struggle. So I had like a coupon for Sephora, and they had this shade like not in stock online. So I went and got it in a store in Newbury Street, and then the store canceled the order because they're like, we don't have this in stock. But I went to pick up another order, and then the sales associate told me that the truck just came in today and they do have the shade in stock. So then I was able to get this color. So it was a really long journey to get this blush shade, which is the shade Happy. And then I have this tiny sample. So this is the color Grace. Now, since I only have a little bit of this, I'm just going to use Happy. And this is their liquid blush. So I saw on one of their tutorials, they say that you should try like putting it on your wrist and then doing that to put on the product. I don't really feel comfortable doing that, but I guess I'll give it a try. And then if it doesn't work out, we always have my brush to blend it out. So going to put like that much, so that much product, and then I think they said like this. And that was a fail. I don't know why they said to do that, but I literally saw like a makeup artist on Rare Beauty recommend that. And now I have blush all over my wrists. Okay, let me actually see what it looks like with my glasses. Okay, it doesn't look terrible with my glasses on, and if I blend it out a little bit with my brush, but now I have makeup all over my wrists, so I'm gonna try to wash that off. So when the blush first came out, I feel like everybody hated it because nobody knew how to use it, because the product, as you can see, is like super pigmented, so it really is intense. But I feel like once people got the hang of it, that like you're only supposed to use one dot, then everybody became obsessed with it. So that is the wrist technique for putting on the Rare Beauty blush. I'm never doing that again, but I remember seeing that video, and I'll have that video linked if you ever want to see the wrist technique for applying the blush, but I won't be doing that again. And then for eye makeup, so I used to have their liquid eyeliner and I liked it, but at the same time I also had an eyeliner for Tom Ford, so I was trying to use the Tom Ford one more because it's more expensive, and then I feel like I didn't use the Rare Beauty one as much, and then eventually the Rare Beauty one ended up drying out a bit, so I don't have that eyeliner anymore. And would I buy it again? Maybe. I mean, I did like the grip of it, but if it's gonna dry up quickly when I'm not using it, that's kind of a problem. And then for their mascara, I liked it. It was like okay, but it wasn't really my style because it's a bit more natural and it's not as like volumizing as I would like. So this is their eyeshadow. It's called Nearly Apricot, and it's their liquid eyeshadow. I really do like this because I feel like it's pretty natural. And it's also like easy to use, so you don't have to be an expert at doing like colorful looks or anything. So I'm gonna put this on. Oh, and then I have another story. So I don't remember when this was, but it was like towards the end of the year. I DM'd Rare Beauty on Twitter and I asked them about their Rare chats. So their Rare chats are basically when you get to like talk to their team and you get to talk to other creators. So I asked them like, hey, like, can I participate in this? And they said like, yeah, like, we'll let you know. And then they DM'd me and they're like, hey, like, we have a Rare chat coming up. Do you want to join? And then I said yes. So I basically like got on a Zoom call with a bunch of other Rare Beauty team members and other creators. And unfortunately, Selena Gomez wasn't there, but it was still cool knowing that like I've met people who have met Selena Gomez. And we basically just talked about like what we wanted the new year to be like. And that was pretty much it. I don't know if they still do Rare chats, but it is fun because I wasn't someone, and I probably not when you're watching this too, like someone with a huge following. So I think it was nice that they did something for people who don't have a huge following either. Because I know a lot of brands do brand trips. So this was a little bit different because like it was a brand event, but like you still got to be there even if you weren't a big creator. Alright, so that is the eyeshadow, and I feel like the color is like pretty natural. Like I don't know if you can see it all too well on camera, but I didn't put a lot because I wanted it to be a little bit more natural looking. And then I kind of forgot about this product, but I have a sample of the Rare Beauty concealer, and I completely finished the concealer. I used to have it, but I completely finished it, and now I just have like way too many concealers from other brands. So that's the only reason I didn't repurchase it, because I have other concealers that I need to pan through. And I'm gonna see, so we should probably use the shade 250W because the foundation is 270N. So I'm gonna use the shade 250W, and hopefully it's not completely dried out. But this is what 250W looks like. And I want to know in the comments, what do you do for like the other shades of like foundation or concealer that you don't use? Because I feel bad for throwing them out, and then I don't know who to give them to. Like, I literally have no one to give them to. So I don't know, what should I do with them? Should I like create collections and give them away? Like, what should I do with my excess foundations? Applicator for the concealer, it's kind of like the same thing as like your foundation concealer. Foundation applicator. I don't remember it being anything special about it. Or I guess a better description would be like the blush applicator from what I remember. Like, it's the same type of packaging. It looks like this with like this type of tip, and then like the same type of applicator for the concealer. But one thing I've seen a lot of creators complain about is how like the stopper stops the makeup from like getting out, like when you're almost at the end. So some creators and like people I've seen on TikTok, they like tell you that you should use like a tweezer or something to remove the stopper, so that way when the product's almost over, you can get more product out. But I haven't been able to do that anytime, so I just kind of use what I can out of whatever's left. So I'm just gonna use this under the eyes. Oh, and then I just remembered I have another Rare Beauty story, which is crazy because I feel like I've already told you so many Rare Beauty stories. So Rare Beauty does this thing called Rare Reminders. And a rare reminder is basically like, I guess you could say like a positivity message. Like Aerie does something similar too. If you ever go to like an Aerie dressing room, you can see like all these messages on their mirrors. So I posted a Rare Beauty reminder to my Instagram, and it said, "You are spectacular." And Rare Beauty saw that, and they ended up posting it on their Instagram, which I thought was crazy. So Selena Gomez liked that post, so now she's seen my handwriting, I guess. But that was something crazy that happened, and I've never had any like big brands repost my content like that, so that was super cool. All right, I blended out the concealer. I didn't really have a lot to use, but that's how much I used, and maybe I'll use like a little over here and a little over here. But it's a pretty like easy concealer to blend out, which is what I like about it. Okay, so that is the concealer, and I will figure out what to do with the other samples later. Now next we have lipstick. So I wanted to use a sample that I had. I already used this a long time ago, but I saved it in a Ziploc bag. It's the Kind Words matte lipstick, and there's the shade Gifted, which is like that purplish brown color, and there's Lively, which is a more pinky orangey color. So today we're going to be using Lively, and I'm gonna see if I have like a little brush. Can't find my lip brush, so we're gonna go with the eyeshadow brush, and hopefully this isn't too dry because I've kind of not sealed it all too well. It's still pretty creamy. I got a lot on. And that is the shade Lively from their Kind Words matte lipstick. And I'm debating if I should add a lip gloss. I think I'll add a little bit. So this is their Nearly Apricot lip gloss balm. And I don't know why it's called Nearly Apricot, because this is more pink in my opinion. But I will show you what that looks like. And that is the lip gloss. So this is the entire look of Rare Beauty makeup, and as you can see, they're like a pretty chill brown. Like, you won't never really see anything like too dramatic from them in my opinion. Like, I feel like they kind of go for the clean girl aesthetic because they're more focused on like positivity and like looking your best and like kindness. So I feel like the vibe of like what kind of makeup products they put out matches what is on my face right now. So that's pretty much it for my Rare Beauty makeup look. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure you subscribe. And if you want to tell me stuff about like how much you love Rare Beauty or how much you love Selena Gomez, like let me know in the comments. Bye.